up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake thee shall vex thee. And thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of man's blood, and for the violence of the land, the city, and of all therein that dwell therein.
So it's payback time. You tricked the nations with your democracy. You tricked them with your currency status. Now they're like, damn, nigga, it's always been about America, not the other countries. You've always exact extra usury against the other countries. You forced them to buy into your paper system, and now it's collapsing right around you. Now they're like, damn, you fooled us, but you won't fool us again. Now it's their turn to spoil your ass. And that's why it's happening.
This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And hey, look who's ruling the world right now, right? It's Esau Edom, right? You know, the earth is getting into the hands of the wicked. And right now, you know, you can see him using his sword against all these other countries, all right? But mainly, you know, he done it to us, of the children of the Israelites.
Huh.
And it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man, his house, even a man his heritage.
And you just watched that happen in Venezuela. Somebody grabbed the countries that they just bombed in 12 months. Venezuela was on the menu. Afghanistan was on the menu. I think Libya, Somalia, Syria, all these was on his menu of him bombing and trying to take their land and their resources. He had no business going to these other countries bombing them, but he did anyway.
Now we're talking about taking Cuba.
Right, he wanted to take Cuba. You know what I mean? There's no place this devil is not trying to go, because he know he got a short time span to that revelation. His time is up, so he's running scared and amok. So he's releasing all of his wickedness, all his missiles, all of his destruction, because he got a short time.
Russia has been aiding. Russia's actually bringing them fuel and power. And Russia's also bringing them food and relief, right? And still, because you know America blockaded everybody else, but when Russia came through, them niggas make way. And yeah, they get away in the Russians. So the Russians, right, came through there. They said, move out the way the big dogs are.
Right. So
they came through and they take. So he want to take Cuba, he can't, because the Russians said they got their back. So basically, you fuck with Cuba, you fucking with Russia.
Right. So they said Russia will be a guard unto them. That's Ezekiel 38. So that's a part of it. You think you're winning, but in actuality, the scriptures say you're gonna lose and lose horribly. Go ahead with that. Revelation 12 and 12.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in. For the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right, so there you go, man. This man knows this is the end of his rulership. He knows it's the end of his kingdom. He see the videos.
Yeah.
He understands the prophecies because we break them down. Starting with Elder Apostle on down, the Elder Apostle Tar on down, man. He knows that it's coming to the end, so it's going to come down to the point where he's going to say, whatever, fuck it, I'm the devil and I got my sword, nigga. What you gonna do?
Yeah. And that's all part of his plan to create this NWO, New World Order, and to see-hip everybody. So that's why he's calling all this chaos and calamity. That's why he's firing all these people, laying all these jobs out. He needs the chaos to run from the Epstein and also to put in that MOTB. Without this chaos and destruction, he can't implement his New World Order. So that's why he's letting everything loose. And there's no turning back. America is never going to be the same.
I was going to say, too, with all that chaos, he'll be in the same ship. He'll be in the same ship as Bibi, even though Bibi might be dead right now. But he'll be in the same ship as Bibi. And see, Bibi couldn't, Bibi had to have that chaos, so he had to go in the ports. You see?
Right.
So they can't have port and bring Trump up on charges or anything of that nature if we're in a state of war. So that's why they want chaos. That's why they're doing what they're doing. All right? And because eventually the chaos is going to come. All right? Somebody can pull up how many fast food restaurants are about to close. And I know Wendy's is about to close 600 of them.
Yeah.
And that's just one of dozens.
Right.
All right. And so collectively, I think they said it was almost like 90,000 people out of jobs.
Right.
Just from that.
Yeah.
Right.
It says, this is from restaurantdive.com. It says these 6 restaurant chains will close hundreds of units this year. And this is from March 19, 2026. They got Wendy's. Expected closures roughly 300 to 350 units.
Damn.
Papa John's, 300 units. Pizza Hut, 250 units. Jack in the Box, 50 to 100. Noodles and Company, 30 to 35.
And this is going along, this is just the restaurant sector. This is not talking about the government sector. This is not talking about the technology sector. This is not talking about the retail sector. Those sectors have closed over 100,000 jobs too.
But see, what you got to understand too, he's mentioning all these jobs. Keep going, and I'm gonna add something.
Just another one. So Yahoo Finance. 3 popular fast food chains closing over 800 locations in 2026. It names Wendy's. It says in February, Wendy's said it intends to close roughly 5% to 6% of its U.S. footprint, which is about 298 to 358 restaurants in the first half of the year.
So what you got to understand is that is what you can estimate that it's what 15 to 20 employees in each one of those stores. All right, and that's a lot of places. Now hold on, I want you to think about this. All the delivery companies that deliver to these stores.
Hey,
You see, so now delivery, now the companies that make the plastics and the containers, the ones that bring the food, it's going to cause a chain of events. So those thousands of employees, all right, and that's more than 1,000 plus stores. That's going to hurt other businesses. It's a chain reaction.
yeah. God, and then the fact that Strait of Hormuz is closed, so y'all can't even get y'all shipments. So that's a part of this shit. You went to war.
Wait a minute. The Straits of Hormuz is open to everybody except America and Israel.
That's what I mean. Yeah, God.
Right. The Iranians like, no, everybody, you can come through. No, and the America and the Israelites pull up. They the bounce on the gate. You ain't on the list.
You ain't on the list, homie.
I know the DJ. You ain't on the list. Right? Y'all are not invited to this party.
Right. Yeah.
And the interesting thing about these articles is it's explicitly saying that that's for the first half of the year. So what's in store for the second half, July and onward?
They need look because Trump is already in fear of the midterms, right? The Republicans are done, right? MAGA is through and at each other's throat. And I'll tell you what's next. What's next is Isaiah 19:19. Right? With all these soldiers now, and I'm going to add to that, all these you had 1,000-fold, all right, 1,000% of numbers of soldiers who have filed for what's the term? Conscientious objection status. And they actually have a packet of paperwork that they have to start. And once you say it, proclaim it, they can't deploy you to war.
Damn.
So they're gonna need that draft. And so you're gonna have so also while you got that Isaiah 19:19, it's like the spirit of jump.
No, you.
Get that they have forbear to fight. Because now you got all these men of war that don't want to fight. And some of them are saying outright, look, I'm not afraid to fight. I just wait, but if I gotta go fight and die, I gotta go fight. They don't want to go fight and die for Israel.
Right.
And that's not anti-Semitic. Because it's like, wait, that's their war, their problem, their issues. And I'm really getting sick of people every time somebody speaks opposite or speaks negatively against the negativity that's pushed out by them people over there in the land that is not real.
Right.
Them Israelites over there. You get labeled as anti-Semitic. All right, just because you don't agree with them. You don't even have to say anything about them that they deserve to be said about them.
Right.
But But and Americans are, quite frankly, they're tired of it, man. Americans are fed up with that, and you know, because that man ran on America first, not
Right.
Israel first. Nobody wants that. Okay, go ahead.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 30. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. Their might have failed them.
Select it, brother. Go ahead.
Their might have failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken.
Yeah, so they become as women. They don't want to fight. Okay? This is a prophecy. It was prophesied that that would happen, man. Okay? And as we get closer and closer to missiles flying and bullets flying, you know, as we get closer and closer, you know, these people, the fear setting in.
Yeah.
You know, because they was talking about, you know, I saw these memes with all these Edomites. Why don't they just send all the YNs?
You are the YNs,
like,
motherfucker.
no.
Yeah.
Well, and look, that's the Israeli war.
Right.
Why don't you send all them Israelis? And go and all the Israeli Americans is always screaming for anti-Semantics.
Right.
Send them, let them go.
Yeah, your white ass go. You support this, right?
You know, you go
Yeah,
fight
you go,
for them.
motherfucker.
I support, you know,
Right.
politicians.
Don't
Yeah.
wanna
Send your sons and
Yeah, you
daughters.
send your sons and daughters to go over there and be cannon fodder.
Exactly.
I got conscientious objection.
Go ahead, brother.
This is conscientious objection is an individual who refuses to perform military service or bear arms due to deeply held religious, moral, or ethical beliefs.
Right, so this is a moral and ethical belief because, first of all, they're in the right because because now you got these military units that are standing up as units now, and you got some general. I don't know his name yet, but they call him a rebel general now. And did I not tell you when that Marine got his arm broken, his hand broken,
Yeah, you did say
that it was going to start something?
Yep, you said it.
All right, I said it. That was not. They were ready. That senator that got up and jumped his ass all in that business,
Right.
and helped break that Marine's arm. They could put that on him, all right? Because he set it up. And now, in case you didn't know, that Marine, I forget his name, but he's now running for Senate.
Oh, yeah.
And I bet you he wins. He's gonna get in there.
Yeah. It's gonna be payback when you get in there.
He's gonna get in there because he's gonna, you know, because they're pushing it. He's pushing the American First doctrine, which is when all the MAGAites come. Well, I call them maggots.
The maggers.
All right, the maggots. Okay, because what they wanted was an America First at any cost, and they put in a man who's not fit for leadership. You got to understand, this man got his wealth by bankrupting businesses over and over again, abusing the system, the lawful system, in order to file bankruptcy to keep all his, all the money that he created. Well, he didn't have to pay back anything, but yet keep all his assets. And he did, and this wasn't just once. He did this over and over and over again. All right. So when he became the president, he did the same damn thing. I'm gonna break this. I'm gonna break this bitch down. I'm gonna drive it into the ground. All right, and then I'm just gonna file for bankruptcy. He came with the same plan. All right, you didn't pick a politician. You got exactly what you wanted, man. You got a businessman that tried to run, even though America is a corporation. All right, but you got to have some understanding of democracy, and he had none. All right. He's really not. He's not that smart. You got to think about a dude. He's got all he's got because of his daddy was a pimp.
Yep.
Right? He had a lot of money. He was a trust fund baby.
Yep.
You know, according to everyone that went to school with him, he was dumb as fuck.
Still is.
He
It
wasn't,
shows.
and it shows.
Right now.
And it shows when he speaks. He makes a fool of himself every time he get on TV.
Absolutely.
You know, he reminds me of if you ever watched The Last Kingdom, if you ever seen it, you're going off. All right. But the King Alpha's brother, the one who was supposed to be king, Ethelwich, right? Always trying to, you know, crack jokes, just a slimy, you know. They sat down to do some serious business, and he started cracking jokes about his brother, you know, and the vice hey man, answer the damn question. Everybody don't like a fool. It's like, hear the question and answer it. As soon as he came in, my brother, he thinks with his dick, and he's like, look man, shut up. Answer the damn question. And that's Trump. He always wants to crack a joke or have a wisecrack. Right. Instead of getting down to business. Then he gets down, when we do get down to business, he shows you he don't know geography that well.
Right.
All right? He be naming countries that ain't got shit. Naming places on right.
You got some bag, you got some bag you up. Because you talking about Donald Trump's dad, I mean Donald Trump's daddy. And his dad knows he was Trump's my butt. But now we both know that Brooklyn and Queens is part of the ghetto, right?
Yep.
Okay, guess what? Yeah, Donald Trump's father, Fred Trump, was a major developer of housing in New York City, constructing over 27,000 apartments and homes in Brooklyn and Queens.
And most of them, what they call them, when they call them no, there's another word I'm looking for when you have a landlord that has a slumlord.
Slumlord, yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. He's a slumlord, man. Go ahead.
Okay, while not scrutiny for the destitute, much of this particular in the 40s and 60s was subsidized by the government for middle and lower income families and veterans, earning them the title master builder for the middle class.
And he also was low key running. You know Trump is all involved with baby eating and sex trafficking.
Right.
His father was on that shit too.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, they've been running them Russian and Ukrainian girls, back and forth for a long time, man.
Hey,
All right. And they snatch up them girls from Asia and from Western Asia, them Arab girls, them Israelite girls too.
yeah, didn't he have a wife named Obama?
Ivanka. Oh, he always got him a badass wife. He always, that's what money gets you, but that's why they all left him.
Exactly.
Right? And then they all left rich.
Read?
Right?
Read, Tom.
They all got it. Right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 14. Yahweh have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. He said, you brought in this businessman who's a small hat first, and everything he's doing is fucking up your economy.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fucking up the morale of the people, all right, and it's driving this economy to circle the drain, man.
Tell you how bad they are. Now they talking about bringing back the migrants after you ripped up and destroyed their lives. You done ripped up and destroyed their lives, split their families up, daughters family members missing, women been raped and impregnated while in captivity, all kind of shit. And now you think these people gonna come and work for you? Right? But now they crying, you don't have nobody to work your farm. All right, dumbass.
Get your white ass out there.
Right, get your red ass in the
Yeah.
field.
All right.
I ain't been seeing no MAGA hats lately either.
Yeah, I ain't seen a MAGA hat in a long time.
Months. It's been months since
Right.
I was just in Texas.
Matter of fact, you wearing a MAGA hat, you might get beat up right about now.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
you-
for real. I didn't see not one.
Yeah, all the farmers, they shut y'all shit down. Y'all business, y'all didn't get no money from overseas because y'all businessman that y'all been following Trump.
Yeah.
So,
He did not build up America. He did not establish businesses here.
no.
None of that. What he did was he broke y'all down, man. Okay? But it tells you, never somebody grabbed that. Never, right? You should have trusted in it. Right? Dealer's treacherous. Isaiah 33.
I got it. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter.
Let's read it from before yet. Let me read it before I get
This is Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealtest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
And that's what's happening now on so many levels, man. And it's going to get worse, right? Because little hats are actually becoming what they've been claiming to be. They were the victim. They were the villain victims. Now they're just becoming victims. Because I'm seeing all these videos of them catching flux all over the world. Walking all goofy down the street, people just running up on them and giving their ass the flops. Now they really, and it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
It's gonna increase. So all these, you know, you got all these false flags that they love to do, but you're gonna have incidents where they really, you know, people really gonna be trying to do shit to them things.
Yeah.
And they know it and they're aware of it, and so they're begging them to stop this war. All right? Because all the people that was living in all those homes that they taken on them homesteaders, all the colonizers, that took all them homes to the Palestinians and shit. And now they get fucking bombed. Now they're all in the capital of Israel. They've been rioting in Israel. Right? They haven't been showing it on the mainstream media. But they've been over there rioting against their government to stop these wars.
Yeah.
So you don't like it when bombs are dropping.
Right.
And you don't like it when bombs are dropping on your children and shit. All of a sudden now you care about, you got a mind for humanity.
Right.
Okay?
And why is it against the law to show what's going on in y'all fucking city?
You didn't care.
Right.
No, when they was like, kill them out.
Right.
Every time they interviewed them, they were happy.
Right.
They were cheering.
Right.
The only
know?
good Arab is at that area.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
And now they catching the bombs, now they catching the flops, and now they begging for it to stop. And then you even got Trump bitch ass asking the other nations
Yeah, trying to.
pull back. No, man, you can't start talking about some time out. You stole on me.
Right.
So now I'm giving you the flops.
Right.
Now you getting whooped. Now you talking about, oh, hold on, man. No, man. You gotta take that home.
Yeah.
You threw the first punch.
Right.
And he smoked that big homie.
Right.
At the Ayatollah.
Yeah.
He's considered like the Muslim version of the Pope. So you can't just smoke the big homie and say it's all good. No, man.
Hey, not only that, he knew it was coming and he remained. He said, I'm not like them niggas in Washington. I'll wait right here. So them people, it's not like a coward went to go hide in a bunker, man.
Right.
That man literally knew it was coming, sat the fuck down, and what did he say? Like, I think they showed, what was the dude from Iraq? When they showed his trial, he was basically saying, like, he basically condemned the rest of the Arabs. They're like, hey, my blood is on the rest of you Arabs. And they hung his ass. Because guess what? Yeah, Saddam Hussein.
Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah, he
basically
did.
told him, like, hey, bro, my blood is on all you Arabs.
Because y'all now standing
Exactly.
up. And now they
He said,
mad.
bro,
And
yup.
now they thinking about that.
Yep.
Right? And now there you go, man. And that's prophecy. That's prophecy. That's written in the scriptures, man, that would happen. It's written that the dragons of Arabia would stand up and remember their nature
themselves,
and be
man.
joined on to the Carmenians. All right, see, unlike these, you dealing with learned men up here.
Yeah. Facts.
All right, we might use a little rude speech, but you know, we ain't no dummies up here, man.
That's right.
We
Okay.
put words together.
He said that that's prophecy. And now that's exactly what's happening. Because his son is not, he's not like, they smoked the big homie and put his son in place. And then when they started asking for deals, he said no deals.
Bro, he's like,
You
my
killed-
wife is gone, my
He said you
family's
killed
gone.
my
He's like,
father. You killed my daughter and my wife.
Right.
There is no deals.
Right.
You matter of fact, he said this. I stopped bombing I stopped fighting you on my terms when I feel like it. So they got a real one now, man.
I'm gonna beat
So,
your ass
yeah.
with no nigga.
And now so much to where now you got American soldiers like he had asking for volunteers and everybody stepping back.
It's that Homer
Bro.
Simpson.
Right.
Get in the bushes and shit.
Yeah.
No, because Esau has never met somebody that's willing to die for us.
Look,
he's used to all these cowards. They're like, hey, you're gonna die. He's like, go ahead. I ain't got shit else.
Exactly. You done took everything. I got nothing left. All right, so we just gonna go out in the blaze of fire. And so they're not used to that. You gotta remember, man, America has lost every war since Vietnam.
Let's go.
You lost Vietnam, you did not
Let's
win
go.
that.
Hell no.
All right. And then they said and what they really did too is that America's real good at toning down and hiding the number of casualties. Because nobody knew how many men were over there dying in Vietnam until much later. All right. When it was happening, they were smothering and keeping. And when people found out, that's when all the riots and all the protests started happening.
Right, because they only started counting the baby boomers after they came back and were getting benefits.
Yeah, man.
Before then, some of them weren't on the books. Because I remember back in Mexico, if you don't go register your kid, they're just cattle.
Right.
Yeah.
He was born in the 92.
So they lost 55,000 men, man. And then when you go back to World War I, America was in that fight for 18 days. All right, you would think that they was in the war the whole time. America was in that fight for 18 days and lost 250,000 men.
Damn.
18 days, man, and they lost 250,000 men. So America, really, you know, in all honesty, they really haven't been doing that good for a long time. And it wasn't America that won World War II, it was fucking Russia. It was the Russians that really beat the Germans, not America. America was like Commodus in Gladiator. He come at the end, have I missed the battle?
Have I missed the fight?
He come drawing his sword, right, running up, the fight over. And his father looked at him and was like, you missed the war, man. Right. It's like, mister, have I missed the battle? It's like, nigga, the war is over.
Right. That's one of the.
It's like, man, this bitch nigga, my son. Right. You sure? If they had DNA tests back then, he probably would have demanded it. You know? Because he was really feeling what was his
Maximus.
name? Maximus. And he told Maximus, you the son that I always wanted.
Right.
All right? And that's why, and then and not only that, the one that he didn't love his son, he just knew that his son was a bitch nigga.
Yeah.
He knew it. And he said, look, man, I'm all about my nation and my people. I can't be about you. And he said, he said, I know, Maximus said, I don't know anything about politics. Right? And you know, none of that. He said, I know about war. And he said, that's precisely why I want you to lead, because you haven't been tainted by the dirty sides of politics.
Right.
And he was an honest, straight up man of war.
He wasn't indoctrinated.
Right?
Yeah.
That was Marcus Aurelius, wasn't it?
Marcus
Yeah, that
Aurelius.
was Marcus Aurelius.
Right.
Yeah.
And he didn't
Who's
want
the Jake?
He didn't want comedy. And by the way, the movie portrayed all those men were men of color. By the way, all right. Rome wasn't being ruled. It wasn't the pagan Roman Empire at that time. It was the Holy Roman Empire. And at that time, the Negroes were ruling Rome. All right. Because you could even Google that dude, the Jake. But you could even that one on the end. But you could even Google the that time frame, and it'll tell you about they'll call them the African emperors of Rome, but we know they weren't Africans, right? Yeah, that one on the end with his high ass. That dude, the Jake, man.
Yeah. You got that Carmanian? Bring that out, right?
Go ahead, brother.
Second Ezra 15 and 28. Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out. Read verse 29 again. Second Ezra 15 and 29. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble.
Yeah. All they hear them shall fear and tremble, because what they've successfully done over these last 4 or 5 years, they're drawing those Arab nations closer and closer together. And in the last couple of years, what they've been doing in Gaza, even the allies didn't like this shit, even American allies. And then when the fight started, they left their allies hanging.
Yeah.
They left their allies hanging, and everybody ran to go protect the Israelites. All right? You know, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, they left them hanging.
Having the U.S. military bases there, the whole point was supposed to be for protection, but instead it made them a target.
It made them a target, man. It made them a complete target, and it also put it in a way where they could destroy a whole lot of stuff, man, with ease. And they lost bases over there. They lost trillions of dollars worth of equipment and bases over there. And they're lying about the numbers too. The same way they lied about it in World War II. The same way they lied about it in Vietnam. The real numbers are gonna start popping up there. There's no way you can destroy them $1 trillion bases over there and there not be more casualties, American casualties, man. And then they look, and if they found out what BB was, what makes you think they didn't know where you were housing them soldiers? So they pulled the soldiers off the bases and put them in hotels. Iran started bombing the hotels. They did the same shit the Israelis did. All right? Because the Israelis would just bomb anything and say, oh, well, it was Hamas in there. But sake, nigga, it's a school.
It's a war crime.
Right. It's a hospital. Maybe Hamas shouldn't be hiding. So Hamas is gonna go run and hide behind patients. Come on, man.
And Elder, and to your point too, and the Elder Menachem Zagbar just did a video and he brought out the fact that what is it called? The possession. They bring all the soldiers back. Yeah. And they do a public event. They said this one that they got coming up for all the people, all the soldiers that died over there.
Yeah.
They're making it 100% private.
Oh yeah, because they don't want you to see how many. They don't want you to see how many. And then what really kicked it all off too was the sailors, man. All those Navy people who sabotaged those $1 trillion ships, or them $1 billion ships. Right? Yeah. They did not want to go over there. So they started putting t-shirts and socks clogged the toilet system. Them shits blew up and made a $1 billion ships uninhabitable. Yeah. They had to sail back to America. Yeah. And I pity the fools that got to be on them ships with all that shit, piss, bagged up 2 feet high,
right,
all over the place.
They was fully persuaded not to go.
And you got to sail back. You know,
foul as hell.
Yeah, because they had to sit. They were sitting in ports in Greece. The Grecians were nice enough to let them sit in their ports. You know, because the sailors had to get off the ships. Right? So unless you had cameras all over the ships to identify who did it, how you gonna tell who did it? Right. All it takes is for them to just be silent. Right. What you gonna do? I need every soldier to step forward that stuck his T-shirt or his socks in those toilets. They go, right.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. No, ain't nobody stepping forward.
They gonna write their name on that shit.
Right.
Take this Sharpie, write your name on your undergarments.
Right.
I fucked up your
So
shit.
exactly, man. And I laughed when I heard about it. I said, this came, but it's true. I think one was an aircraft carrier, and I believe the other was a destroyer. So they did this to 2 ships, man. So it's an all-out mutiny. Now you got this, and the mainstream media are not touching this. They're not even talking about it. All right, you literally have to go to the internet to learn about this. You have to go to alternative media.
Yeah.
Right? They're not talking about this. ABC, NBC, you know.
Nope.
Fox. They're not talking about this.
Easter Bunny's coming in town. Everybody got the same script.
Right.
Easter Bunny.
The Easter Bunny came early today. Right. You're gonna hear that shit right. Every little bitty station. And so you know that means that every station in America got the same readout from the same J-ish control. All right.
Yep.
Bring it out.
I'm gonna bring out Jeremiah 51:30 again. I'll read it in the NLT. It says, "Her mightiest warriors, meaning Babylon, no longer fight. They stay in their barracks. Their courage is gone."
Wow. Damn.
They
Wow.
don't even want to fight. It says they have become like women. The invaders have burned their houses and broken down the city gates.
Man, bro.
So they don't even want to fight. Because they don't want to lose their life for the state of Israel. And that's bringing about the rebellion. And when Trump puts them boots on the ground, and when these Americans start losing their mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, all right, to this pointless war.
And that guy, what they just lost, what's his name? John Kent?
Yeah.
That was a serious blow to the Trump administration.
Counterintelligence,
Right.
Head of counterintelligence.
He, that was a huge blow to them.
Yeah.
Because Trump handpicked him.
Exactly.
And he only became a part of that because Trump ran on an America First.
Exactly.
You know, he ran on an America First policy.
Exactly.
And now that they putting the Israelis before every damn body,
Yeah.
he was like, man, I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah.
I didn't take an oath to defend and fight for Israel. I took an oath to defend and uphold the Constitution, which you are breaking. All right? Your current, the Pete Heswick, the current secretary of the Department of War Crimes, okay?
Right.
Trump, all of them. What's really supposed to be happening is all the top brass in the Pentagon are supposed to march into the White House and apprehend him and all his staff and remove them from office and put in new people, according to the laws of the land. Look, there's a clause in the U.S. Constitution that they're supposed to defend the Constitution from anyone, both foreign and domestic. And any person that's going against the law of the land, all right, is supposed to be removed from office. It's treason. Simple as that. It's treason. It's treason. And so these men are committing, and you know.
Yeah, this is in a letter posted on X. National Counterterrorism Center Director Joe Kent said that Iran posed no imminent threat to the U.S. and claimed the administration started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby.
Great.
So that's all wax, man. All right? These all wax letting the American people know that their government has been compromised. And by law, that is treason. So people should be stepping in. It should be heads rolling. It should be masses of Americans flooding the gates of D.C. right now and demanding blood right now.
See, but they so docile now.
Yeah.
But the flip side of it is that Marine getting his arm broken live on camera. That started some shit.
Yeah, and then the fact that they killed the other ones with the ICE agent. I don't know how much more bloodshed y'all need to see against y'all old people before y'all respond. Because you know what I mean? They unalive 2 American citizens with the ICE agents. Y'all did nothing about that shit.
Nothing at all.
Laid down and said, take that, take that, take that. Y'all the weakest bend over, what you say all the time?
Yeah.
Bend over and take it.
Right. This is not the home of the brave. This is the home of the bend over and take it. All right, because y'all letting this rogue government do whatever the hell they want. No Vaseline.
No Vaseline.
Right?
I got something right quick. It's Joel 3:9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. It said, beat your plowshare into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say I'm strong.
You see, that's the problem. Because now the weak is fighting back and actually winning.
Exactly.
And so what it's coming down to, that the only way, and as America and Israel are becoming more and more isolated from the rest of the world, and the only way for them to continue, you know, and Israel's been threatening, and you know, to use tactical, you know what's right. And the moment they use one of those, somebody gonna use my back.
Yep.
Right. And don't be shocked either if there's an because they need chaos in America so bad.
Yeah.
Just brace, because them false flags are coming.
That's right.
They gonna do some devastating shit, some 9/11 type shit again.
Exactly.
Only to blame it on somebody. They might try to blame it on us.
Yeah, and they already got it set up.
Okay.
Because the TSA agents, like, they still working without a fucking contract. This is the second month the TSA agents in America not getting paid. They quitting at alarming rate. So the elders going into it is 1,000% right. That's gonna be your motherfucking 9/11. Then everybody's gonna flood in here because the TSA agents refuse to work. Who else is gonna go to work for 2 months without getting paid? You still got bills to pay. These niggas out here taking blood to get donations, GoFundMe, because they ain't getting no fucking money. How long you think that's gonna happen? And that's why it's all being set up for this false flag. They're gonna say, well, nobody was at the watch of the damn airport. So this is what happened.
They gonna blame it on some Arab.
Right, exactly.
It's really probably, you know, one of them Israelites,
Right.
with a big ass beard, dressed up like an Arab, speaking Arabic.
Exactly.
He's speaking Arabic with a Yiddish accent.
Right, a whole actor.
All right? He's speaking Arabic with a Yiddish accent and an AK-47, running around on camera.
Right.
All right?
Iron Man 2.
Right, what was his name? The Mandarin. All right? Exactly. They told you right there in Iron Man, exactly. They broadcast you exactly what they're gonna do.
Right.
Go watch that character, the Mandarin.
Oh, that shit was great, yeah.
Yeah. Because you know, you watch this little clip.
Right.
He was terrified.
Right.
Like, damn, this nigga about business.
This nigga the truth.
He was I'm an actor.
You know, that shit was funny to the motherfucker.
With an English accent.
They gave me some drugs. That shit was hilarious. Right.
In reality, but you know, he was an actor and he played his role to the T. But in reality, he was just a bitch nigga how there was a drug addict.
Right.
That happened to have good acting skills.
Right.
And it was like, we could use that.
Right.
And that's what it is. right?
You got something? I got something. You got something?
I was saying something. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
This is Nahum 3:1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." But what bloody city they referring to? You guessed it, Mystery Babylon, aka America. It's a bloody city. Go ahead, Squad.
No, that you doing the Cubans dirty. You cut their fucking power off. Now they fucking beating pots and pans at night in protest. You know, but just imagine what's going on over there, man. Diego running amok right now over there, man.
Yeah.
All right, Diego doing what he want to do. All right, and that's coming to America. You better believe Esau. He's collecting data. He's seeing how long it takes for people to just completely bug out and go just completely vigilante.
And they all on the internet. I watched a video this morning that I actually plan on doing a lesson to. And every one of them was an Edomite. A couple women and a couple dudes. All complaining about how they can't make it. All right? Dude was like, I'm about to break, bro. I can't do this fucking shit no more.
Right?
He said, like, the gig work, Uber's trying up, Lyft is trying up, nobody's doing Instacart. What am I supposed to do, bro?
Yeah.
I'm ready to lose it. I'm like, yeah. And then, so these Edomites, and you know when Edomites lose it, they
lose it.
They take out everybody.
Fucking cat go, the dog go, the pigeon, the fucking goldfish.
He's killing the goldfish, bro.
Everybody in the house.
He's like, he's running through that newborn bubbles. Right?
No,
He's taking out everybody.
There's a term for it. They made up a new term for it. It's called family annihilators.
Damn.
And it's Edomites. Family annihilators, man.
Also known as.
I did a sit down on it, man. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? It says family annihilators are overwhelmingly male, typically driven by loss of control, financial crisis, or relationship separation. She definitely went with a nigga. Often with a history of domestic violence, man. And you know who leads the league in that? The so-called white male. All right, like the brother's been saying, man. All right, he leads the league in family annihilation. When he can't get his way, all right, he's seeing the decline of his people. Their birth rates are negative. Their jobs are uncertain. Their future is bleak. They're done. They're being outnumbered by people of color. Esau's getting ready to run amok. And like you said, that Uber shit, that shit's getting ready to disappear. They got self-driving cars. I was in Texas. All you seen was this shit called Waymo. And it's a bunch of self-driving cabs. It was like, man, you just see them all day down the street. And you see Jake and that motherfucker turning up, like, because it ain't no driver. So they just tweaking on, you know, on Instagram and shit.
I seen a video of a bitch in the Waymo self-driving joint. She got that bitch and got the twerking.
Yeah.
And they called that bitch like, hey, you got to sit down and put your seatbelt on.
You gotta put your seatbelt on. Yep.
Damn.
You gotta put your seatbelt on. Yeah. But I seen a couple of them here in the city of Chicago.
No, it's a nigga.
I'm jump down, finish this whole. This Nahum 3 and 4. It says, because of the multitude of whoredoms of a well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft. Who else has done this? Who else has put up the prognosticators? Who else has went to them motherfucking, all they fucking warlocks trying to bring order to a chaotic world? They've been sacrificing kids in the motherfucking Epstein shit forever, and none of that shit has benefited them. They've been doing that, drinking blood, the adrenochrome. All this wicked witchcraft shit has been going on at the highest level for fucking decades. Epstein files has brought it all out into the light. And this is what the Lord said. He says, behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nation thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. So America, it is your fucking time to bear the shame, be a fucking gazing stock, because you have raped, robbed, and murdered the elect of Israel all across the globe, treated everybody with all kinds of contempt and degradation with your democracy, your alphabet lifestyle, all your fucking wickedness, and the Lord is tired of your ass, and it's over with.
Right, America only exports culture. That's why the rest of the world follows suit, man. That wine is bitter now.
And then exports culture that's not their own.
Exactly.
All right, because what they really did was they exported Jacob's culture to the
Yep.
whole world. All right, because everybody, you know that hot, what's his name? Bad Money, real hot right now. right? And of course, you know, hip hop, house, jazz, whatever. All that's Jake, man.
Yeah.
And K-pop.
You know.
Yeah. The salt of the earth. You can't, you know what I mean? It's the salt of the earth, Jake.
So they've what's my girl name from Korea right now? Young G.
Oh, that shit cold.
Right?
Oh, that look you.
Yeah,
Man. You put me on that whoop,
Man,
Lord.
so I mean, if they've done, they've exported Jacob's culture to the rest of the world, right? Even though Young G is really Jake, but you know they don't understand that.
Right.
All they see is an Asian chick. She's mimicking us. Right. You can't mimic us, man.
Right.
Yeah, you cannot fake Jake. Bring it out.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, and verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth thee. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and no one else besides me. All of these things that you saw, all of these underhanded means that you saw being perpetuated through the earth for centuries now, Yahweh Shema Sat put the spirit on the apostles, the elders, the prophets to expose them, man. So all of that wickedness, all of those rituals, all of that witchcraft, it's all coming to naught, man. It's actually gonna reverse it, blow up in their face, man.
That's what it did with MC5. It blew up right in their face.
I got scripture for you. This is Jeremiah 50, start 11. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of my inheritance, because ye are grown fat as the heifers and grass and bellowed as bulls. Your mother shall be confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, a desert.
And she that bare them is ashamed. Because Britain ain't fucking with America. Yeah. Right? They're not fucking with America at all, man. And then, it can show you how bad things are getting. The Israelis, I don't know if you brothers was aware of it, but the Israelis sent a drone over some French troops, that was some French peacekeeping troops that were in Libya. Right? And they're like, this drone is. So the drone got so close to them, it spooked them, and they shut it down. It was an Israeli drone.
Right.
Damn.
Then the Israelis sent another drone and dropped a grenade on them.
Damn.
Right? So they literally attacked them. And they was like, this, you know, this makes an act of war. You attack the French peacekeeping troops. Right? Yep. So first, they sent the drone over, and it came so hostile, and they was like, this motherfucker about to attack us. So they shut it down. Right? They shut it down, man.
They wondering why all the people, why America wondering why all they men of Confederacy, all they men of Confederacy is turning on them like they are. They turning on them because your word ain't worth shit.
Right.
Your word ain't worth shit. So since everybody understands that you're used to being true to form, speaking with a forked tongue, they say, oh, fuck you. You lie, we gon' lie.
Right.
Yeah, man. So like I said, they attacked France, man. And France took that shit very personal. So as you can see the build up to where when the nations shall hate the Lord, man.
Somebody grab that.
You can see it building up.
Revelation.
That's 17, 16.
Yeah.
And
Where you want to start this from?
no, just read that 17, 16.
Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast.
Right, and that's the NATO nation. NATO and EU. Right? They not fucking with America. Or the land of Israel. It's not real. And they ain't messing with them Israelites either. Okay?
He shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For the,
Go ahead.
For the Most High God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled.
Yeah. So you can clearly see the build-up to where the arrows are going to fly from one end of the earth to another, right? And how all the nations are going to turn and fire their missiles against Babylon and the people over there in Islam.
Right.
Okay? You can clearly see the build-up,
Right.
the setup,
Yeah.
because they were fending everyone.
Right. Offending everyone, attacking everybody. Y'all just reckless with it. Y'all don't even care.
Hey, the Lord killed that nigga in front of my house tonight.
Oh, he's doing a lot of killing.
But specifically the one in the Chevy. That one in particular.
God.
I don't ask for much.
We didn't ask for much.
Sirach
Maybe spare that bald Mexican and that round Impala, whatever.
God.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom was translated from one people to another. So America is built on unrighteous dealings, making contracts and going back, setting deals and changing up in the fourth quarter.
Well, they moved the goalposts. You know? Especially when they see you about to win. And I know about that person.
Yeah.
All right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. When they see that, man, I'm even checking. Fuck. Kill the game.
Right. Knock all the pieces.
Right. Pretty much.
Independence Day, bro?
Nah, just a bunch of wicked ass satanic Hispanics who decided they want to low rider and come downtown to take over the lakefront, whatever.
Rammers. Yeah, girl.
So they got low riders and they got ramblers.
John chapter 10,
So he
verse
literally gonna put that on his truck so he can run into people.
Gangbang. Yeah.
So these niggas bang.
Yeah. Yeah. But they gonna be they gonna get into it with Esau.
That's all right. Yeah, they gonna get into it Esau. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
John chapter 10, verse 10. It says, the thief cometh not but to kill, to steal, and to destroy. I come that you might have life, and that you might have more abundance.
There you go, man. They come to steal it. They're a bunch of colonizers, murderous thieves that come to take that which is not theirs.
Yeah.
This the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and I'll just get straight to verse 10. And this is the mindset of the Edomites, man. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 10, let us oppress the poor righteous man, let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is evil is found to be nothing worth. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objected to our infamy, transgressing of our education. And there you go, man. He says that let our strength be the law of justice. Everything, the pen for him is mightier than the sword, man. He put all of these things in action, and it be a whole bunch of bullshit. That way he can find a way to weasel his way in, man. An example of that is the Dawes Roads. I'm gonna put a law into place. That way you have to register to be a Native American. But I'm gonna pay my money so I can register. Now I own the reservations and all the different casinos and everything.
Then he took the actual natives with his census enumerators and reclassified them as Negroes. All right? Okay? He stopped calling. So he took Gadites, Reubenites, all right, and he reclassified them as Negroes. And then he allowed them Dawes Road people, you know, to sign a ledger, and now they're the new natives. The real natives got mixed in with niggas, all right, because they was just niggas anyway. But that's what happened.
Yeah.
That's factual history.
Yeah, and that other one, what brought up when they ended up getting the land, when they gave the land up, when they gave the land.
The land grab.
Yeah. I can't think of the term, but
Like it was bugged out. I'll never forget. One day I'm watching Undercover Boss and shit, and You turn on Undercover Boss, they doing an episode about casinos and shit, and it's of course it's registered as about the natives. So they go to the reservation, and this white nigga talk about, oh yeah, I'm the chief of the tribe. Straight up white nigga, bro. Now he the chief of the tribe, the CEO of the casino. He the one making all the money.
Right, and then they'll say no, and then and dumbass Jake be hating on Gad. Talking about when they get checks and stuff. The people on the reservations, they getting pennies. They ain't getting no real. The real checks is going to them Edomites. Exactly. Right, they ain't getting no checks. Real checks is going to them Edomites. Right, what you gonna do with $1,000 a year? These are your casino. Y'all know you can go through $1,000 in one day. By the time you pay rent, pay your mortgage, that's gone.
Read the heck?
Right?
Yeah, it was called the Homestead Act.
The Homestead Act.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So this is another part of their unrighteous decrees and taking people's shit that don't belong to them. The Homestead Act of 1862 was a primary law enabling settlers, overwhelmingly white, to claim millions of acres of land, often forcing indigenous nations from their ancestral homes, and allowed any U.S. citizen or applicant aged 21 or older to claim 160 acres of surveyed federal land for free, provided they built their home, cultivated the land, and lived there for years.
That's all it took. And in the act of doing that, they took a majority of those natives and they reclassified them as Negroes. Right? They literally, you got 6 that reclassified them as Negroes. So by them being classified as Negroes, they can no longer receive any of the benefits as of being a Negro.
Right.
All right? That's what they did, man. All right? Go ahead, brother.
This is Sirach chapter 13, verse 4. It says, if you be for his profit, he will use thee. But if you have nothing, he will forsake thee. If you have anything, he will live with thee. Yeah, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. And that's Esau's American policy. All right, the $5 Indian, the Dawes Road. Oh, okay, I'm going to create legislation. That's going to give you a little something. But you know what? No, I'm going to take it back. I'm going to say I'm you, and then reclassify you, and take your shit that I put in legislation that I was going to give you.
And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
He explained
that
was a perfect breakdown. That was the perfect breakdown. I'm going to reclassify you, and then I'm going to claim to be you. That's the same thing that the Israelites over in the land of Israel is not real to do.
Right.
Okay? They're claiming to be us. And there's no way that they can. All right? There's no way.
Hell no. They don't fit the prophecy. They fit the prophecy of stealing our land in Ezekiel.
Well, there's no record of them going in, and they'll say, oh, well, that's not biblical. It is biblical. All right? And if you got, hey, Yaradamba, he got a question.
Okay.
Let him address. You got a question, we're answering, man. That's what we're here.
I come from a background of 2 immigrant families. My mother Japanese, my father Italian.
Okay.
I understand that you guys are here. I agree with all the history of Americans.
Come on up, okay, stand right here, you good? Right there, fine.
No, you good, bro.
I agree with Americans. I agree. I see. I come here before and I see how they're up. I see my grandfather Japanese. I just listen to God. I'm understanding what you're expecting. I don't know. Honestly, how do you guys feel?
Okay.
How do you feel?
Well, we're not going to do anything to Lord us. See, the basis of what we stand upon is the elements of life. Period. And that's what we do. We take modern day events and we line them up with prophecy. Because no one else will do it. Because whether you believe it or not, whether you accept it or not, whatever prophecy you do. Right? And you see, your grandfather's Italian. Your father's Italian. Okay, so just out of curiosity, is he Southern Italian or Northern Italian?
Southern.
It could be that you might be basically on that side, right? Because is he Sicilian by chance? Then you already know the history of the Sicilians. So you know how the Sicilians got started. You know who their forefathers are, right? So but that's not what I'm talking about. But you know who their forefathers are, right? The Moors. You know who the Moors were, right? The Moors were Israelites. They were so-called black people. The Sicilians were spawned by a black race. In case you didn't know that. All right. So you didn't know that, but that's something you can look up. And it's actually that's factual history that cannot be denied. All right. It's too much evidence of it. The Moors. So that's why you think the Sicilians. Matter of fact, a Sicilian is not able to join the Ku Klux Klan. A Sicilian is not able to join any so-called white power once they know you're a Sicilian, and that's why. Because you ever see that movie True Romance? There's a movie called True Romance, and that's a scene with Dennis Hopper and Christopher Wilkes. Christopher Wilkes plays a Sicilian crime boss, and Christopher Walker plays a Sicilian crime boss, and they're about to off Dennis Hopper's character. So before he dies, he asks for a cigarette, and they give him a cigarette, and then he starts talking about history and how he reads books, and he basically breaks down to him. You know, he said, "You're gonna kill me, and I know I'm gonna die, but you're still a guinea, you're still an eggplant." And he gave him the history of the Moors, how the Moors came into southern Italy, and they basically plowed all the women, impregnated all, and he said they did so much plowing that they turned blonde hair, blue eyes to brown hair, brown eyes. All right, so in essence, Sicilians are ninjas.
Yeah, this is a movie he's talking about.
All right, and that's factual. That's some factual history that you can look up. I've been around Sicilians and had a couple of Marine buddies who were Sicilians, and you know, and of course I didn't understand and know what I know now back then, but reflecting back on the experiences, yeah, they 100%, no doubt. Right. But all that being said, if you would just take a look at that sign, the other side, that's the heathen side. All right. So all I can tell you is that if the chances are, if you are Jacob, you're gonna be one of these three tribes, because these were the people, the Moors that were in Sicily. That eventually came. Exactly. Now, exactly. So, you got a chance. You might be one of them. But so let me ask you another question. Do you believe in the Lord?
I'm not a very lost person. I'm not sure. I'm
very
Catholic, but I feel Catholic rage. One of my best friends, he
died.
He raised suicide.
Yeah. Now that's a sad thing. Well, we do. So, and a lot of the world doesn't, and some do. But according to the Bible, that's going to be the new government. All right, somebody get Amos 9:11. Because the Lord is coming back. You know, they teach you in the church a bunch of lies, things that aren't scripture. And this right here is going to be the new government that's going to rule over the entire earth upon the second return of the Lord. And it's going to be the third war, which the world calls World War III. It's called the third woe in the Bible. The third woe. So the third woe has begun. At the same time that America's collapsing, that the economy's collapsing, that all America's allies are turning against it, that's all prophecy written in the Bible. That's what we've been talking about. Okay? So now we're sitting at the time. We're in the last moments of the last days. Okay? So got to get your mind right, get everything, get it right, because it's going to be lawlessness and chaos out here eventually. And if you don't have to, so you got to learn the name of the Lord. And if you can't receive that name, you're definitely not Lord. All right? Get that Amos 9:11. Amos 9:11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. Right. Let y'all down, go ahead.
It's the book of Amos, chapter 9 and verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof.
All right, so stop right there. So what happened to the house of David? The house of David, when they were in rulership, they basically ruled over the whole world. And after they conquered and put all the other nations under their foot, it was actually peace on earth. All right, that's why when Solomon got the kingdom from his father, you had 40 years of peace. Then those tribes, they went against the Lord, and he pissed them off. And the Lord scattered them through slavery, via slave ships, to the four corners of the earth. So you have to ask yourself, what people went into slavery via slave ships and got carted all over the whole world? Because people say, oh, lots of people went into slavery. It's only one group of people that got put in slave ships and got transported all over the world. And that's written in the Bible. That would be the golden house of David. Okay, because they got scattered through slavery, through the yokes of iron, the chains on their necks. All right? So, go ahead.
And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
All right, so he will raise up his ruins. And how will they start? In Ezekiel 37. Because they've been scattered and were cut off from their heritage for thousands of years. All right, and that would be the real Israelites. The Israelites, anyone claiming that they've got records and they know who they are and all that's a lie. Because that's not what the Bible says. The Israelites got cut off from their heritage, and they will remember themselves right before the end. And there will be a gazing stock to the whole world. Okay? And then they will come outside and they will get onto a stick, a plank, a board, where people will walk by and say, what is this? This is biblical prophecy. In 500 years of Christianity in America, no one ever did this. 500 years of Christianity and all the different branches, Catholicism, Jehovah's Witness, Mormonism, all that, no one did this until the Israelites. Remember those things. Go ahead and get it.
Ezekiel 37:15. This is what the elder prophet talks about the prophecy. So the word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. And take another stick and write it upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions.
So that would be the two houses of Israel when he said it. He will raise up the tabernacle of David as in the days of old, when they were mighty and great, serving the Lord and ruling over everyone and every day. He would join them back together. All right. So when you look on this sign, if you back up, he's brought. This is the biblical sign. This is what we're called today. All right. You see. And so now, through the Spirit of the Lord, these people are all brought back together. Now, not all of them, only a small remnant of them. That will be us. Because we represent all these people.
So it's not, dare I say, accept or understand?
Because the Lord, even though we're vast, we're the biggest race of people, all these people have the same forefather.
Correct.
So what that means, and their father, his name is Israel, which in the proper Hebrew, not Yiddish, is Yasharab. So all of this, so Israel is one gigantic nation, and then there are 12 different nations alone. You see what I mean? And we're still scattered. But only the elect of them, there's only a small number among all of them that are going to receive this and be a part of the house of David. Okay? So you with me so far, right?
Right.
Okay. Finish that.
Done. Amos 9 and 12. That they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen which are called by my name.
So now, when the Lord sets up the kingdom of heaven on earth as it is in heaven, like the Lord's prayer said, well, who's Edom? Well, what are they called today? You see? And these are all the nations. And these are all the nations that are created in the Bible in Genesis. All right? It's only 18 nations. 18 nations, man. Period. It's not 100 and something nations, 196 nations. They say it's what the Bible says. There's only 18 nations. All right, and Israel is the head of them, and now Israel is coming. This is why they do treat us how they treat us, and why we're spectacle out here. This is ordained by the Lord, man. Whether you receive it or not, I don't know how you feel, how you think about it. It really doesn't matter. But what I'm telling you, it's the truth. So this is facts to happen. This grand awakening and this regathering of all 12 tribes See, no people went over there. They didn't fulfill prophecy in 1948. When Israel goes home, all 12 tribes go home.
And it's peace.
And it would be peace on earth. There's been no peace since those people went there, because they're not the people. It's only been war and more war. All right? That's what it is. So now that we're on the verge or on the cusp of the third woe, which is World War III, this is what's about to happen. Give me the Lord returns in the middle. So when they all start fighting each other, that's when the Lord returns, according to the Bible.
That is true, yeah.
Okay? Get Revelation 2 and 26. Get Psalms 2 and 8.
Yes, sir.
And somebody hold Isaiah 11.
It does seem like we're on the brink of collapse.
On the brink
for lack
of
a better
collapse,
term.
and this is what collapse and chaos. The lights are going to come. I want you to think right now. What do you think will happen? You see all these people out here. You see all them game bangers going by in all the old school cars, and then we don't know what white supremacists and what Arab nations are angry as hell for what's being done to them. We don't know. Imagine if the lights went out like tonight when it got dark. The lights went out and the lights didn't come on. All right, right in Cuba right now. Because like you said, there's women over there getting clapped every day against their will. Probably men too. Okay, because it's been blackout situations in Cuba for almost a month now.
Right.
All right, go ahead and get that.
Revelation 2 and 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end,
right?
To him will I give power over the nations.
So those who keep doing his works, standing on his truth, he's going to give them power over the nations. Because it's going to be heaven, it's going to be here on earth. And it's real quick, Revelation 21. He said, I saw a new heaven and a new earth coming down. All right? The Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, the tabernacle of David, is going to rule over all the other nations. It's going to be the new government. And what's going to be the law? The Bible.
Somebody get Matthew 5.
And it's going to be perfect in us. No, you get it, Pops.
Okay.
It's going to be, why? Because we're going to be made perfect. We'll never sin again because this is going to be put in our inward parts.
Because that's your foundation.
I won't have to go read it like I got my Bible app. This will be in our inward parts, and not only will it be in our inward parts, but we will be made perfect to where we can't help but follow it. Therefore, we will never fall again. That's why the kingdom of heaven is an everlasting kingdom, and this is what the Bible says. Church don't teach you that, but that's what the scriptures say. Church teaches you that you're gonna float up to the clouds when you die, and that's not what happens when you die. You rest in the spirit world, and then 3-4 generations, you come right back here.
I got that for you.
Okay, go ahead, brother. That's scriptural too. Go ahead.
This is Matthew 5, verse 17. This will be in red, and this is Yahweh speaking. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophet. I am come not to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
The kingdom of heaven is going to be an earthly realm. So once again, that is going to get put in the inward parts of the elect of Israel. Right?
The word itself.
The word itself. That's why it's going to be a perfect kingdom in a perfect world where we judge people according to the Bible. Right? Not according to our own will. We're not going to pull out our own clothes and statutes like they do here. They swear it on the Bible, and then they pull out their own codes. Right?
Yeah. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 21 and 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
Right? So that means that the first rulership, this current earth, is going to be passed away. Earth abounds forever. It doesn't get destroyed. All right? That's another lying myth. The Bible doesn't say that. Certain parts of the earth do get completely devastated. Right? But the earth doesn't get destroyed. Go ahead.
And there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned.
But wait, they've been teaching you in church that you go to heaven. He said it's coming out, down. It's going to be here. That's what the word says. All right, go ahead.
Prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God.
And it's not just them, anybody who believes like they teach you in the church. And when they say whosoever calleth on a name, they're reading that out of context. You go up, you start reading up, and below you come to find out that that's talking about Israelites. So what it comes down to is that if you're not an Israelite, then you're going to be on this side of the sign, and then that means you're going to be a servant unto them in the kingdom of heaven. Simply, everybody's going to the kingdom, but it's only going to be one ruling class people and one government, and it's going to be an everlasting forever government. All right. Go ahead. Actually, stop right there. Get that song. Get that, and then you're going to read that last.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 2. I'll start at 2 in the New Living Translation. It says, in the last days, the mountain of the Lord's house will be the highest of all, the most important place on earth.
So that's your new government, the house of the Lord, the house of David. And that's another thing. David himself is going to sit on the throne again. So once again, proving regeneration, reincarnation. When I made the statement a few moments ago, you go to rest in the spirit world, then you come back. They call it the throne of David because it's actually David's throne. Because in the Old Testament, David was promised the kingdom forever. I see. You understand? He said he was promised that he would be king over Israel forever. All right? Go ahead.
It says it will be raised above the other hills, and people from all over the world.
Hills and mountains represent nations. Mountains represent big nations like America, Russia. Hills represent small nations like the Israelis. All right, go ahead.
Like when you have like G8, G7 summits. A summit is the meeting of the top of the mountain. It says it will be raised above the other hills, and people from all over the world will stream there to worship.
So, if the people in the land of I call it Israel, the apostles over there, if they were the people of the Lord, the whole world would be going to them to learn about this, and they're not.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, so they're liars. Go ahead.
Verse 3.
And they're exposed. The whole world knows it now. I can't understand why they still trying to keep up with the charade. They're so busted. But anyway.
Verse 3. People from many nations will come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of Jacob's God. There he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths.
Right. So once Israel is established, and all these people have served their punishment, they have a punishment coming that they have to serve first. Same way we did, being nobodies, being renamed, being ridiculed, being looked down upon, being put through slavery and Jim Crow and all the horrific things that all the nations have to pay too. And after their payment, after they serve, then they get to live in peace and then come do this and come learn how to keep, and then their lands will be prosperous and everything will be great. And that's when you're finally going to have peace on earth.
Yep.
All right.
Peace. Yep. It says, for the Lord's teaching will go out from Zion.
So and once again, those people are not Zion. No one. They got Pink City and all kind of weird stuff going on over there. They do all kind of things to babies and children. We all know about that. All right. There's no hiding it anymore.
All the pedophilia, the
sex
baby
trafficking.
sacrifice, the sex trafficking, all that stuff happens over there. These are not the people of the Lord. Bestiality, all that weird shit. It says his word will go out from Jerusalem. So that's going to be the world government is going to be in Jerusalem. And then you're going to have peace on earth. You're not going to have pedophiles, child sacrifice, unjust decrees, the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. You're not going to have socialism, capitalism, all these ways that corrupt society. You're not going to have that.
We'll have clean food and water again too.
No more sluts. No more gangbangers. All right? No more pornography. Pornhub is owned by a rabbi. These are not the people of the Lord, man.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Look it up. And OnlyFans is owned by a rabbi, but these are supposed to be the people of the Lord.
Right.
Yet they have their hands in the most egregious shit on planet Earth right now. Come on, man.
I have to catch dinner. Appreciate you.
All right.
Take care, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Nolan, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Be smooth, man.
Yep. You cool. All right.
Take it easy.
All right,
Thank you for the words. I appreciate it.
All right. So, you too.
You want the song, Nolan?
We'll finish it out. We can wrap it in a few
Yeah,
minutes.
we got about it.
Psalms 2 and 7. It says, I will declare the decree. The Lord Yahweh hath said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with the rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
So the Lord is going to get the promise that He was given. He was promised that He will be given all the other nations, man. So all the other nations are going to serve, Yahweh Shai, and ultimately serve Yasharallah.
Right.
Okay, it's as simple as that, man. All right, Yasharallah being the people of the book, the true people of the book. All right. Real quick, somebody get the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And somebody get the meat. Because everyone on this side of the sign is the meat. All right. The people on the other side of the sign, the Israelite side of the sign, that's the meek. Okay. These heathens aren't meek at all, man. Okay? They've all ruled and had their time to shine, and they've all licked the swords of us, Jacob. All right? Go ahead.
You wanted in Matthew?
Yeah, it don't matter where it came. Yeah.
Matthew 19, and I just get straight to the point at verse 30. It says, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first.
Yeah, it's simple as that, man. To make it short, you can just go right to that. All right, and we all know that so-called white people, Caucasians, have been first in this world for the last 500 years. So they can't be the people of God, right? So that means someone in somebody's line.
Right.
They can't be the right. They're first.
Right.
All right, and at the head of that is the little hats, the Israelites. So they can't be the people of God.
Like the Israelites.
Okay. Yeah, over there it's not real.
Right. Straight
Okay? Okay? But now get the other.
It's Matthew 5 and 5. It says, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.
It's simple, man. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth, man.
Right.
All right? I ain't nothing else to say after that. So with that, we're going to give all praises, all honor, and glory unto
Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Chachrash,
Kwam Yasharallah,
Kwam Yasharallah,
Abba Ball.
Abba Ball.